Hi, this is Trinity. I'm going to do some videos about mental health. And I can go into my personal story later, but I think I want to start with nature versus nurture and mental illness. Okay, so we have genetics that can make somebody predisposed to mental illness. And then you have people that are born that don't have those genetic makeup. And so like a child born that has maybe some sort of mental deficit. I've seen this in families where they have their child, they raise their child. I've seen a family with grown children that have mental challenges, but because that baby was born into that family, that environment, they were nurtured and loved and given all the support that they need to live a healthy, vital life. There's a friend that I know, and their child is adult that does have challenges, but they are so happy and healthy and strong, and it has to do with the environment of that family and the care that they took to support their family member. And so then you have the environmental factor when it comes to somebody who isn't born with a genetic makeup for a mental disorder or anything. They're just a regular child that's born into a family that's extremely abusive. That environmental factor is going to be very detrimental. That environment's important. You take the baby that's born with a mental challenges that's institutionalized. Okay, you institutionalize someone that has a mental deficit or problem at a very young age. They're going to have a very different experience. They're not going to be supported and cared for and nurtured like I see in my friend's family. And that's a horrible life to institutionalize a child with mental health problems. It's environment. What I'm getting at here is that environment means so much. Where your environment that you choose to live in and how you live, it's going to make a huge difference on your life and your happiness. And so if you choose an environmental factor that's like a unhealthy relationship, and you choose to stay, you're like aware that this is not really the best relationship for me, but I want to be with somebody, or I don't have a home. I'm hobosexual, so I'm just going to stay with this person who's kind of abusive to me because I don't want to be homeless. That's a horrible place to be, and I think there's a lot of people that are there, and I feel for them because no, you don't want to be homosexual. People need homes so they can take care of their psyches. I feel so grateful that I have opportunity to have my own home and time to dive deep into my own stuff, and to really have the safety of broadening my perspective of how I see myself in the world. So nature versus nurture. What I want my daughter to know about this topic is I want her to have the awareness that her environment influences her happiness here. She may struggle with depression, anxieties, other mental health issues. She may struggle with those things. If she, chooses to put herself in an environment that is, nurturing, that is caring, has empathy for her and her struggle, she's going to be supported, and she may be able to live a happier, healthier life. Now, I know my daughter, I just know she's kind of like me. She's going to make some choices, and she's going to put herself in situations, into environments that will make her struggles, her mental health struggles, just a little bit harder. Like if you're choosing to put yourself around people that like, this is not a good person to have in my life, that's an environment you're exposing your psyche to that other person. And, you know, you may feel a loss of yourself if you continue to put yourself in an environment you know is toxic. You know it's toxic. So let's go like, how about in a job? Okay, say, you know, you gotta work, you want to buy stuff, you want to live, you want to function, you want to eat, you need a job, right, honey? So say there's this horrible job that you have someday, and you feel like, you know, it's really toxic to be around those people, and you want to run away. Okay, I understand that. That's difficult. That's challenging, and it's hard for me, I guess, to really express an opinion to help you, because I ain't working. I know, I'm not the best role model to tell you to go force yourself to work in a situation that you know is toxic just because you gotta pay bills and eat. Okay, the thing is, honey, the choices that I made in my life led me down a very negative path that, you know, I felt like I needed to keep myself in this victim box, you know. And I want to go more into the victim box story in a separate video, because I think what I want to communicate about environmental factors here, bringing it back, is that if you keep yourself stuck in any kind of one role, one being a victim, or, you know, a control freak perpetrator, I mean, there's two sides of one coin. It's unhealthy. You're not going to feel good about yourself if you're, you know, staying in one functionality, one role. Like, I was this perpetual victim for so many damn years. And now I know there are just so many other ways to function in society. And if you perceive yourself to be a victim, and you want to get out of that, you know, the first approach you're going to take is to being the controller in that dynamic of a relationship. You're going to go from the victim mentality to the perpetrator, or the controlling person in that same dynamic, that same unhealthy stuff. To really get out of that and way of functioning in the world that's not from, you know, under or over, you know, getting away from that. There's other ways to function. I don't know them all. I just know they exist, honey. I just know they exist. I know what not to do. I don't want to be stuck as a victim. I don't want to control other people's, and I know enough, I am intelligent enough to know I don't want to harm other people by being the controlling person in a relationship. There's other ways to function, honey, and I'm going to find out how, and I'm going to tell you all about it, okay?